One summer, I drove across the country all the way from here to California. And when I got to San Diego, I got to see the other coast and the ocean there, and I was so excited. It was a surfer town, and I've always loved anything like that. So I grew up water skiing and wakeboarding and snowboarding and snow skiing, but I always wanted to surf. It was kind of one of the dreams that I had. And so I rented a board in San Diego and got out into the water and took the board out, paddled out past the initial breaks of the water, and waited and watched for that wave. And it was so cool because all of a sudden I saw this wave coming and began to lift off. It was the first wave that I saw that I could ride. And I began to paddle, and next thing you know, I was surfing. I was up on the board. My very first time I got up on the board and I was surfing. It was amazing. So I paddled out again for the next wave, and I waited. And the next wave came, and then I just got crushed, like I just got obliterated. And I would paddle out again, and the same thing would happen. I would get crushed and obliterated. Finally, there was this little 8-year-old kid that swam up to me, and he goes, "You doing okay, man?" And I'm just like, I guess I'm not doing okay if an 8-year-old's coming up and asking me that. But there's a beauty about surfing, and there's a beauty of the ocean. And there's something mysterious always whenever you surf or do anything like that when you're waiting for the wave to come in, because you get out there and the water is calm and you're just waiting. All you can do is wait and kind of look for that next wave to come. And I know there's always that sense that you wonder, is there going to be another wave? Is it going to come? And you start to think, maybe there'll never be another wave. I'll never get to surf again. And then you watch and some waves come and they're not big enough to come. And you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait. And you get to the point, I think, where you allow yourself to become peaceful with the waiting. Just enjoying the beauty of the ocean around you and knowing that there will be another wave, there will be another surge, you just have to wait a while. And I imagine that it must have been like this for the disciples, where Jesus tells them he's going to go to the Father, and that they should wait for the promise of the Father. Now, the disciples had already experienced these amazing things with Jesus. He worked miracles in their midst. He suffered, died, rose, appeared to them in the resurrection. So in a sense, they'd been riding all these waves. And now he ascends to them, and he tells them to wait for the promise of the Father. And after he ascends, I imagine they must have had that same kind of feeling, like just being out there in the water and wondering, is that next wave going to come? When is that next wave going to come? Will the promise of the Father be fulfilled in my life? Now we see and we know that that wave did indeed come, and that wave was Pentecost. When he sent the Holy Spirit, the entire church was caught on fire. And I think about this time right now. This will be the last Sunday, Ascension, before we have public masses again. Pentecost will be the next Sunday. And there's going to be a whole wave of people that come back to the church and back to the sacraments. But this next week, what I invite you to do is really meditate on that sense of waiting and longing for the Holy Spirit. And knowing that Jesus gives you that same promise, the Father gives you that same promise, that he wants to send the Holy Spirit upon you. And all we can do is wait until he does send the Holy Spirit upon us. So take this week just to enjoy this last time of kind of quiet and solitude before we get back into this kind of going back into life and going back into church. But wait in a certain sense of knowing that there's going to be a wave coming. The promise of the Father is that he's going to send the Holy Spirit upon his church. And I really believe in a beautiful way that after this time of kind of being isolated and secluded from the sacraments, we're going to experience a tremendous wave of the Holy Spirit. I invite you really to open your heart, ask the Holy Spirit to come to you, invite the Holy Spirit to come to you, and then wait. Simply wait and spend this time in joyful anticipation of the Father's promise being fulfilled.